The 115-hour coup. How OpenAI's civil war changed AI forever. Hook. On Friday, November 17, 2023, the most powerful man in artificial intelligence was fired in a surprise video call. What followed was 115 hours of chaos, betrayal, and corporate warfare that nearly destroyed a trillion-dollar company. This wasn't just a boardroom drama. It was a battle for the future of humanity, and the side that won has put us all on a dangerously fast new trajectory. Act 1. The Unplugging. It began, as many modern cataclysms do, with a Google Meet link. Sam Altman, the CEO and face of the AI revolution, logged on to find his own board of directors staring back at him. On the call was Ilya Sutskever, OpenAI's chief scientist and a man Altman considered a friend. In a clipped, rehearsed statement, Sutskever informed Altman he was fired. Immediately after, Greg Brockman, the company's president, was told he was being removed from the board. He quit minutes later. The news, released in a terse blog post, hit Silicon Valley like a shockwave. The official reason was that Altman had not been consistently candid in his communications with the board. It was vague, corporate speak that only fueled speculation. What could the leader who had just hosted OpenAI's triumphant first developer conference have done to warrant such a sudden, brutal ousting? The truth was far more complex, rooted in a fundamental ideological war that had been brewing inside OpenAI since its inception. Act 2. The Two Churches of AI. To understand the coup, you have to understand OpenAI's bizarre structure. It was founded in 2015 as a nonprofit dedicated to ensuring artificial general intelligence, or AGI, benefits all of humanity. The founders, including Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and Ilya Sutskever, were worried about the existential risks of superintelligence. But AI research is monumentally expensive. So, in 2019, they created a capped profit subsidiary. This hybrid monster was designed to raise capital while still being governed by the nonprofit board's safety-first mission. Microsoft invested billions. The profits were capped, in theory, with anything beyond that flowing back to the nonprofit. The board's job wasn't to maximize shareholder value, it was to protect humanity from its own creation. This created two warring factions. On one side were the accelerationists, led by Altman, who believed in pushing capabilities forward as fast as possible, believing the benefits outweighed the risks. On the other were the decelerationist, or safetyists, spiritually led by Sutskever and embodied by board members like Helen Toner and Tasha McCauley, who came from the world of effective altruism. They believed that unchecked AI development was an existential threat and that safety must come before profit and progress. Act 3. The Weekend of Chaos. The 48 hours after the firing were pure chaos. An emergency all-hands meeting descended into fury as employees demanded answers the remaining board couldn't or wouldn't give. Meanwhile, Silicon Valley's power brokers went into overdrive. Investors were apoplectic. They had poured billions into a company whose nonprofit board had just torpedoed its value with no warning. Satya Nadella, Microsoft CEO, was caught completely off guard. He had bet his company's future on OpenAI. He immediately began working to get Altman reinstated while simultaneously hedging his bets. In a masterstroke of corporate maneuvering, he publicly announced that if Altman didn't return to OpenAI, he and his entire team had a new home waiting for them, leading a new advanced AI lab. It was an offer the OpenAI employees couldn't refuse, and a checkmate move against the board. Act 4. The Spectre of Coup. Amid the chaos, a rumor began to circulate, a potential explanation for the board's sudden, drastic action. It was a project codenamed Q-Star, pronounced Q-Star. Reports suggested that just before the firing, researchers had written a letter to the board warning of a powerful new AI discovery that could threaten humanity. Q-Star was rumored to be a significant step towards AGI, capable of solving basic math problems, something current large language models struggle with. While this sounds trivial, it represents a leap from pattern recognition to genuine reasoning. Did the safety-focused board see Q star as the first real glimpse of AGI, panic, and decide Altman was moving too fast and recklessly? Help